The numbers of deaths and injuries are rising, but humanitarian aid to the world is sending to the Egyptian border with Gaza is barely going in. 60 trucks entered the Gaza Strip on Tuesday, the biggest number since the crisis broke early in October. Egyptian authorities, however, say Palestinians need at least 500 trucks daily to meet basic needs. As CGTN's Adel El Mahrouky reports, Cairo is blaming Israel for the slow flow of aid.
Press conference by the Egyptian Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli, Egypt has been accusing Israel of deliberately slowing down the flow of aid going into Gaza from the Rafah crossings, where I am currently. So far, since the war began on Gaza, the Egyptian authorities say that about 250 trucks have managed to cross from the Rafah passage into the Palestinian side. However, the State Information Service chairman says that there has been deliberate measures from Israel to slow down the search and frisking of every truck that enters Gaza, which has led to an extremely slow flow of the aid that is standing by here and has been for over 2 weeks. Hundreds more are standing by in Al Arish airport, where the aid has been coming from all countries across the world, waiting to find a way to enter the besieged Gaza Strip. Meanwhile, dozens of volunteers from across Egypt who are working with NGOs have been living here to load and offload trucks. Some from the Egyptian Red Crescent stand by in case of injured Palestinians come across the border to give them first healthcare services until they find their way to professional hospitalized services. A point that might not be clear is how the Rafah passage works. It is simply like any other land crossing. This gate does not directly lead into Gaza, but rather it leads to a buffer zone where trucks can enter, or civilians or passengers. And then from this buffer zone, there's another border where Israel controls. It checks all goods that go in, people, and everything. So opening the Rafah passage from the Egyptian side does not automatically guarantee or mean that all products, goods, trucks, and people will have direct access. So crossing through this part of Egypt does not mean that all trucks, people, and goods will reach Gaza. There is another border that is controlled by the Israeli government. On Tuesday, 60 trucks managed to cross from Rafah into Gaza, and that's the biggest number yet since the crisis broke out. But it's far from being enough. In the usual circumstances, Palestinians usually get 500 trucks daily for their basic needs, and this is without having exceptional circumstances. With the current war, they definitely need much more. Adel El Mahrouky, CGTN, from the Rafah crossing at the Egyptian-Palestinian border.